Welcome everyone. Okay, I'm not gonna like do that. Like, but I guess I just did. So welcome to class number 11. 11. I always like go into this like, I don't know. I'm in a different country with different accents, but week 11. I'm so excited you're all here. Like, can we just do that? Because I need to. Can we just take a deep breath in? Exhaling. Oh, one more time. Oh, exhale. Grounding ourselves into our seats, allowing our voices in me to soften and land into gratitude. And so grateful you are following me in this journey of art journaling. Class 11, look how far you've come. I remember walking the Camino in Spain almost 5 years ago. And the first day journeying up that mountain, I'll never ever forget this stranger, this elderly man who lived in a home up the mountain. He was outside. There was a white fence. It was like in a community, and I forget the town name, but he started speaking something, and it caught my attention, and I stopped, and I said, "I'm sorry," and he says, "Don't forget to stop along the way, turn around, and look how far you've come." And it was like the best advice on the Camino. And it really is true in life, um, especially when especially when there's struggle, and we're just getting lost in finding our way. And if we just take a moment to land and turn around and see how far we've come, it just it empowers us to keep going, or it empowers us to be in that moment of gratitude and going, yeah, look what we've done so far. Look at all that we have done. And then holding that in, to reminding us that we can do this. So, just a little note to start our morning. And I had on the newsletter the little quote, remember how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. You are not where you want to be, but neither you are where you used to be. So I love that. And it just reminds me of what we're going to do today. And we're going to have a glance and a look at all the art pages that we've done. And we're going to play with them a little in a different sort of way. So I hope you're eager to join me on this journey. I am okay, so I'm losing words right now. A soul collage facilitator. And just a little backstory: soul collage is using magazines and grabbing images, and then they're cards that you basically can read to yourself. You find out information, you find insights into your soul, and it's a beautiful process. And I will do that sometime, and I think maybe this summer I need to. It's long overdue. Anyway, there's an exercise that we do with these cards. It's called I Am One Who. And I'm just going to read to you and explain to what that is. And we're going to look at each of our art journal pages, and we're going to ask this question, I am one who. Do you remember when we were children and we used to play and we used to embody characters, right? I know I was a big fan, and maybe some of you didn't, or maybe you have witnessed other children in that play mode. And so you can relate to the children who embody, like I would pretend I was the tree, right? And then the tree had all this language and wisdom in, with my stuffed animals that I would take. So children have this beautiful way of embodying a character. And this is kind of what we're going to do with our pages, I Am One Who. So we all have intuitive wisdom. Our own soul knows and is our wisest teacher. It knows our personal coding, our history, our talents. It knows our passion and our dreams. But most of that wisdom is buried for many reasons we're not going to talk about right now. But they surface and they come out easily during art and creative experiences. So your art pages that we've created, I've always said that in my classes, it's never about the art. We bring ourselves, we bring our personalities, we bring our struggles, our celebration, our triumphs into our art pieces. So there's all these little hidden gems. It's something that I offer in person. I do readings, if you will, with art creations, because I see and can help hold up a mirror to some of the things that we have experienced in that process. And so I work with clients and do this experience, but we can do a little bit of it today. So art is never about the art. It's a form of expression when words just aren't available, right? This expression is of us, and we can find some of that language within the art. So we're going to play with some of our art pages and discover meaning and give them a voice. So I am one who is a process of letting our art speak to us. So if you guys have a pen handy, you just might want to add a couple of notes here as a reminder for what questions you'll ask yourself and or how you might form that character. So this process I use in Soul Collage. It's with the founder, Sina Frost. And I actually had wrote them permission to use the I Am One Who in my art classes, because I know it's a whole copyright situation. And they said, absolutely. And obviously announcing where the idea came from and giving that honor to Sina Frost was important to us. So I thought I'd share that. So this process is an intuitive way of listening to yourself and not using the logical mind to analyze. So when we look at our art pages, we're not going to say, oh, that's a tree sitting underneath the sun. We want to embody the art. So we want to be the tree. We want to be the tree and speak from whatever it is we see in the art page. And I'll give you some examples coming up. So in this exercise, we become the image. We don't describe it. So you might just want to write that down. We become the image. We don't describe it. So we want to embody what it is that we see in our painting. So if I see the sun, I would say, I am one who shines bright and spreads joy across the land. I am passion. I am energy. So you become that sun, and then you feel what would that sun want to speak from the point of view of that sun. So you don't say, oh, there's a sun in the sky and it looks like it's a bit cloudy. Do you know what I mean? So we're not describing it. We are find a way to be the sun. And it takes practice. So please enter into this very lightly and very playfully. I mean, if you dive in and you get right into it, awesome. And if you just stay light and play and just even find one little teeny little gem to create your page later on, that's perfect too. So just know it is a practice as well. And it just might take you a while to just kind of like settle into it. Okay, so what else do I want to share? Turn to each page. I am one. Okay, so just a few more examples. I am one who, and then go from there. So that's what you would write. So the invitation would be flipping through. So I had suggested that we would just work on one, and you could dive into that. So that's certainly, if you flip through all your pages and there's one page that you really want to dive in deep, that you want to spend 20 minutes with this one page and learn as much as you can from it, awesome. Or you could go through each week, starting with week 1, and spend 2 minutes, because we're going to take 20 minutes in this exercise, and spend 2 minutes with each page, and then dive in a little bit and just capture, the piece that stands out the most for you. So where's an example? So even abstract, so you can even have these conversations with an abstract piece, or even, just some of the fun things that we did. And before class, I thought, okay, I'm just going to test this really quick. And I just looked at this. And the first thing that came to me was, I am one who gathers. and that was the voice. And it was these three jars, they really drew me in, and they felt like they were gathering. So that was what came from me from that. And maybe that's all I want to speak to with this page. I can't go in it right now because I'm talking, so I can't do both at the same time. But I could probably dive into what does that mean. Speak more from that gathering place. What does that? What more needs to say from that? But you could also. I'm just like going to grab random. Remember my little sunshine? So, just sitting with that, and I did this one as well. And the window's really speaking to me. So, what is the essence of the window? You know, I am one who allows opportunity to enter. I don't know, but that was kind of like the language that came from there. Let's see, like an abstract. Because we did a lot of abstracts at the beginning. Where's, like, even this? So I looked at that, and just like sitting with the image, and whatever it is that speaks to you, that is the point. You don't have to make it or force it. It's just whatever speaks to you. And when I glanced at this for a hot second, something about this roundness kind of represented the belly. And I feel like I could go into birthing, and maybe these are eggs. I don't know. But like that's what was kind of coming from that. So embodying that piece of art and that creation and allowing something from that to come forth. I also make a little note of this. If you're flipping through all your pages, notice the color that stands out the most. And I'm going to talk about that after our 20-minute writing, but jot down what color is either the dominant color or the color that you're really noticing the most on that page. And then just leave it and then just flip to another one. So I'm going to go through one more stream of examples, and then we're going to let you start writing. So you can start saying, I am one who, and that just sort of grounds you in. Your sentence does not always have to say, I am one who. It could say, I am a young woman in her 30s. I seem content and in prayer. I am curious. I am a wild tiger in the jungle. So someone obviously used a tiger cutout. Yes. And I'm sleeping on a branch, but I'm also awake and watching. I am powerful and no one bothers me. I am a tree in a forest. I am tall and beautiful and alive. I am well grounded, for my roots grow deep and wide under the forest. So those are some examples again of how you're going to speak through your art. Does anyone have any questions? You're welcome to use the chat box while you dive into the I am one who. And like I said, dive deep into one page, one or two, or you can skip through all of them and find one little gem that you could speak to and embody from your art pieces. And we're going to collect all of this, and then we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to give you 20 minutes. So that's about 2 minutes per page. If that is something that you would like to go ahead and do. Do you want me to give you like a 2-minute like check-in, like 2 minutes are up? Is that helpful, or just let you guys kind of go? You guys are good. Maybe I'll let you know when 10 minutes has unfolded. And then just so that you know, I don't want you to miss out if you wanted to juggle all of your pieces. All right, enjoy the process. At any point, if you want to ask a question, please just unmute, and also the chat box is available. You can privately message me if you'd like. I am one who, at the beginning of each sentence, to help you stay in the image. So for each page, just start by saying that. Step into the image and feel its energy, its mood, its intention. Imagine it has a history and that it has a voice. Begin to speak or write if you are journaling and using the words I am one who, just to land into that space. Enjoy. Gail, I've just muted you, so if you were going to speak, just you have to unmute. Remember, there is no wrong way to do this. It's just a creative approach to looking at our creations, our art in a personal way, and perhaps giving us a little bit more insight into who we are and where we are going. It's really a beautiful tool and a lovely thing to acknowledge. We've already been writing for 12 minutes, so I will give another 10. Please don't feel rushed if you are diving in deep with the writing experience. You may continue to do so for the rest of this morning, or there will be an invitation to create a page from our learning. So, just another 10 minutes, and we'll check in to see how everyone's doing. Stepping into the image and feel its energy, its mood, its intention. Imagine it has a history and that it has a voice. Write down in your journal using the words, I am one who, to allow you to resonate and set yourself in to that space. as we're coming up to our 20 minutes here. I would love to hear this experience for everyone. If you're still writing, please, feel free to continue, or it's definitely something that you can pick up at any time and have a deeper dive into your art pages. Um, I particularly loved some of the beginning pages that we did. With the layers, and I found so much richness looking at it differently this time. I'm just going to share what I had seen in one of my images. I am the power of the sun, the moon, and the rain. I walk with confidence. Abundance fills my soul as I walk hand in hand with my love of self. I am the seeds of growth planted in the roots of my existence, allowing abundance to follow. I am abundance. My heart is full and softness gathers in my honor. I step into my power and allow creativity to channel through me and spread across the land. I am the journey that takes me where I need to go, always with hope, love, and growth. So that was a real treasure to find. And even like the very first one that I did, I discovered, even this feels very at peace, this yoga pose, but then also acknowledge the weight of the land. I felt all those layers of the land on my shoulders. So that was interesting. And then I concluded that regardless of the weight, that the source of our heavenly earth, that power is available to me regardless of all that weight. So wow, like I never would have thought that would have, come to be expressed, but it did. And would anyone else like to share? I know it's a private journey, but if you feel compelled or the need, certainly creating space here for you to do so. If anyone would like to share any part, their written part or the experience in itself, if this was helpful. Is this something that you might choose to do after as well, diving into your pages? Yes, Nicole, did you want to speak? You're waving.
Shocker, Nicole wants to speak. Interesting. Like I go back and look at my art journaling pages fairly frequently. Like I like to go back and reflect because it's a journey, right?
Yes.
So when I go back and look at all of my work, the themes that emerge consistently, and it's the same when I'm painting on a canvas: love, heart-centered, reflective, deep thinking, lots of passion, and like big feelings. All the feelings are big. There's no such thing as a small feeling in my world.
Yes.
Always looking inward. And the natural world emerges in the spirals. Like the spirals are all over the place. And spirals, new beginnings, new life, the journey inward. I don't think it's by any mistake that they're a theme through everything that I do. And as I was looking over my list, which is kind of lengthy, what emerges is lead with the heart, follow with the soul, and finish with the brain.
Oh, that's lovely.
Because I think we all get so caught up and I know I do. I get so caught up in the thinking and the brain. I get so much further if I just lead with my heart and let my soul follow and then do the thinking about it afterwards.
May I ask, did you have a color that kind of came up or that was strong in all of your pages?
Yeah, mostly oranges, reds, and pinks. All kind of those warm colors blending together.
Okay.
Um, I have a few cooler color ones, but I'm really, those warm colors are what emerges most often.
So I like, and I was going to introduce this, and you can, I'll send it out. It's sort of like a chakra chart, just for
Mhm.
reference for everyone. It's just a fun little tool, and I take it to heart, but you don't have to. Like, it just can be just a little check in, you know. So colors that we were drawn to, I believe, this is my belief, that it's for a reason, and that it allows a color. It's no doubt that we have sight as humans, and that we respond to color. So if we respond and we're taking in that information and we're channeling it, it is settling into parts of us, for a reason. And I believe in the chakras. I believe in the colors that correspond with the chakras in our body. So orange is our second chakra, which is down around our belly, our where our creative organs are, and it's the chakra of creativity. So and then red is your root chakra. So that's your grounding, where you find confidence, where you want to be full of energy in a positive way. And then you said pink. Pink is, as well as our heart chakra. And so creativity, I mean, how beautiful to have orange appear during an art journaling process that just is feeding that part of your soul, that creative part of you that is in need. We are all here. We need to create. That's what we are on this earth, as creators. So in whatever form that is, and it just happens to be art journaling, you're feeding that need of healing, that second chakra.
For sure. Well, and you know me, the yoga teacher, I love the chakra system. And no surprise to me, green is the first color we think of with the heart chakra, but pink is secondary. And rose quartz is one of the crystals that helps with alignment and balance in the heart chakra. And that is like my go-to crystal. I
Nice.
cannot pass a rose quartz without it saying, pick me up, feel me, hold my vibrate in your hand.
Okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah, exactly. I need to stay out of Shonda's store. Um, yeah, so just interesting, but it's also interesting because when I look at color, when I look at pages that orange, red, or pink are not the primary color, it's green,
Mm,
the other one that
yes.
pops out.
Yep.
So
Heart chakra.
it's
Yeah.
all heart.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Welcome.
Would anyone else like to share? Don't forget to unmute yourself. Um, so you might want to share a little later, and that's fine. I'm just going to, if you're curious right now about the chakra colors and what they represent, I'll just kind of go through them, and I'll send out my little one pager so that you sort of have a reference. I'll put that in the next newsletter. So the base, the first chakra is your bottom, right at the base of your spine, and it's your root chakra, and it's red. So when you have reds coming into your painting, or you're drawn to red, it could indicate. So I'll show the imbalance of your root chakra is low self-esteem or low energy, and the positive, when it's more balanced, it's I am confident, I am full of energy. And then the second chakra, which is around the reproduction, your imbalance of that, it's orange. Your second chakra is orange. And the imbalance is I have lost my creativity, no solutions to everyday problems, and feeling a bit despair. And a more balanced of the orange second chakra is I am constantly have new ideas to create the life I want to have. The third chakra is your solar plex, and it's yellow. So this year, it's no surprise to me that I am drawn to yellow. Yellows are in my sun. Yellows are showing up in my paintings. It's a light source. It's your power source. It's where you find your courage. And so the imbalance of your yellow chakra is angry and helpless, and I can't finish tasks. And so when you're more balanced, you feel I am organized, I can accomplish my dreams. And it's also like where you find your power, where you go, yes, and you you roar, yes, I am power. The fourth chakra is your green chakra, which is your heart chakra. It's also secondary, as Nicole mentioned, can be the pinks as well. So imbalance of the fourth chakra is I feel heartbroken and unloved. My relationships are broken. And then a more balanced fourth chakra of the green is I am loved, I am loving. And then the fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra, it's blue. And the imbalance of that is I cannot express or explain myself, or you have something to say. And then balanced is I express myself freely. So a lot of us, and I know women, a lot of the women that I work with, blue comes up in a lot of their paintings. And, when reflected back and asked, is there something that you've been wanting to say? Usually tears start to flow. We are just so, I don't know, just through society have really kept us down. And I think we're breaking through that. The new generations moving forth is we're having a voice, and we are deserving of that voice, that we are deserving of taking up space and speaking our truths. So when blue shows up, or we're drawn to blue, we might consider, why is that? Is there something that we need to say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth chakra is it's the imbalance of the sixth chakra, which is the indecisiveness, confusion, nightmares, poor insight. Um, and then the balance of that is I am calm, I can solve my problems. So that's more of an indigo, is that color. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the last one, which I believe is the third eye. Is that correct, Nicole? The loneliness, so it's purple, and the imbalance is loneliness, depression, anxiety, confusion, and apathy. And then the balance of the third eye, the purple, is I am at peace. So they're just, you can Google chakra balances and colors. Like I said, it's just a fun tool that I like to kind of bring in. When I was reading my page and I was walking into the power, so this is yellow, right? And the ball happens to be orange, which is creativity, which is my creative source. So the yellow being the third chakra, I am stepping into my power. But look at here, I have orange reaching across the land. So when I step into my power of creativity, it spreads across the entire land. And so using colors just gives another dimension to the reading of your art, and it creates big insights for me, because that just, that is everything. And these colors here, these turquoises, those are definitely heart chakras. So I'm planting seeds with love, right? These are the little eggs right at the root of my chakra, right at the base of my feet. I've got these beautiful eggs of love, that I am planting, these beautiful beginnings, so that I can step into my power and spread my creativity across the land. So how fun. If anyone would like any private readings, I will offer this right now as a part of, this just came to me, as a part of a thank you to all you beautiful souls. And if I could figure out how to do the breakout rooms, we could actually do it now, or maybe even next week, or I'm not sure, but we can also do it privately. Say, hey, Susan, I would love a little, private reading with one of your pages. I will do that for you. How's that sound? Great, right?
Just on mute. Is there anything about black and white? Just a question.
It's a great question. So as a reader, I would, and you could Google your own source on all of this, but when I see white, I see purity. And when I see black, I see all color. So also, I think it would, if I was reading your art, it would depend on um, what's happening with the black and white. Like, where is it in conjunction with the rest of your design?
Makes sense.
Yeah. But, and so I've always heard like white as in the white light, the white protection, the purity. If anyone else has information on that. Black, I think is beautiful. Like I can, you could feel it maybe as a sense of a void, but it can also just be encompassing all. And again, it would, in a reading, it would depend on the language that the person is using in because I invite, there's a conversation. So it's not me like reading the crystal ball at all. It's me holding up a mirror, asking really great questions, and then listening really well to what you're saying, and then reflecting that back to you in a reading. So it would just depend on how you feel about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know gray psychologically, and it's so funny. It's no surprise to me that painting your house gray is a thing. It's like everyone's doing it because it is, given the what's going on with our world, it is a color where we just don't want to commit. Like it's a non-committal color. It's it's like I can't, I just can't do life right now. I'm gonna paint all my walls gray. And God love everyone out there that's painting these beautiful grays, because they're fabulous. And you can put fabulous art of Susan Seitz on them. But if you wanted to, you can actually, yeah, there's color readings are, grays are a choice. And I know psychologically, and I read this like 10 years ago or so, before gray was an in color in interior decorating, that if someone were to paint gray, is quite often after a breakup or a divorce or something really heavy, or grief, and not that gray's like depressing at all. It's just this non-committal. It's like I just need the slate. I need a clean slate here. I need a new beginning that has no color yet, because I'm not sure the direction I want to go. But it's, so there you go.
Oh, that makes sense. I
Right.
was just thinking my wardrobe, which is
Right.
gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just started actually
Non-committal.
adding color
There you
to
go.
it.
Little scarf, little fancy silk scarf.
There you go. Oh, okay.
Does anyone else want to share? Maybe I'll just, so the invitation now, I would love to hear more, and please keep talking. So where do we go from here in an art page? Oh, where can't we go? We just discovered some beautiful things about all of these pages. So the invitation would be to bundle all of that goodness up and then dive into your magazines. And is there a page that you can honor all of this all of this newness that you have discovered? Is there one symbol that kind of repeats itself that you just want to magnify in some way? Is there a color, like if you're finding green was your color, like do you want to just collage all in green? Do you just want to do a whole page of tearing and ripping all these pieces of the puzzle to one solid page of color? Maybe that might be your creation today. But yeah, invite the essence of what you've discovered here, and bring that forth into a creative page, and honor all those little beautiful bits in a way that makes sense to you. How does that sound? So we have a half an hour, so dive in. But while everyone's diving in and choosing what they'd like to do, please feel free to chat with me. If you want to be to have a public reading of your page. We could do that together right now if that's something that you wouldn't mind others witnessing. That would be kind of super cool. And readings might even just be about being playful and honoring your creativity, which is why we're here. Yes.
Do you want to do a reading to show everyone?
Sure.
Because I'm not that shy.
Right on. And again, continue to do what you're doing. And if you'd like to pay attention, you're welcome to join in watching a live reading with the famous artist Susan Seitz and her beautiful volunteer Nicole Jackson.
There's one I'm looking for there. That one.
Okay, I don't know if I can see it well enough here. I'm just going to remove me from the spotlight for a second so I just need a minute. And can you pull it back a bit, Nicole? Mm-hmm. And so those are all reds, yes? Reds and
orange and some goldy yellow blended in.
Yep. Okay, can you hold it up again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so definitely your root chakra is screaming here, yes?
Yeah.
And so, sorry, just hold it up while we're talking to it.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. So root chakra reinforces like the color for sure, but also that the beautiful roots that are strong in the base. This is a very centered, very balanced piece. Yeah, your piece is in the center. I'm not sure, was it more like a tree? Is that what you were kind of, was it meant to be a tree or?
Not really a tree, but as I was doing it, I was thinking about being passionate, about being heart-centered, but part of the root chakra being rooted down. I tend to be fairly, in Ayurveda, we'd call it vata, a little airy-fairy and all over the place.
Okay, okay.
So I was really thinking about rooting down.
Okay, well, you were totally getting it. You were getting it through this piece with all those roots. And it's funny that you mentioned the airy fairy because all of the whimsical lines spewing up and over the top definitely adds the air element in there, yes?
Yeah, and so when I was doing those, I'm just looking at the poem that I wrote on the other side and what I've circled and put boxes around. So yeah. Curling and flickering, I'm passion and flames licking around the edges. So definitely fire element coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I started with talking about passion and inner fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fanning the inner fire organically. Then I also talk about security and safety, which of course is, I mean, it wasn't intentional, but those are both about the root chakra. So
it's a strong piece. Like it's super powerful. It's super centered. It's super grounded. And the fact that you have these beautiful hands, I can't stop looking at those. And you're holding your fire. Like it's just so passionate. It's and you have a very strong like the stalk, the trunk. You have a very strong centered stance about yourself. See that?
Yeah, and what it says in the trunk is rooting down.
Yeah, yeah. It would be a great piece to meditate with.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. It was meditative when I was doing it.
Yes.
Um, I found the hands actually months ago when I was doing my vision board for 2021. I came across the hands, ripped them out because I was so drawn to them, but
Yes.
had no clue what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just playing.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can't remember what we had done, but it had made me think, like, this came to me.
If you were going to add a color to that, what would it be? What instinctively color? Don't use your head to think.
Dark purple
You would put purple?
up here.
Yes. So, and I would even invite outlining the whole thing in this rich purple that says I am at peace.
Oh my gosh, Susan. So this is one that I've been working on, just playing with, and I just added the dark
Purple.
black, and there's some blue that I mixed with the black and the purple. I just added it this morning.
The purple. Yes. Yes. Surrounding your reds with purple. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, and that's intuitively what you're feeling. Like, that's not me telling you that, right? And so
Right.
that is my suggestion, that yeah, you did exactly what I was feeling, that it needs to be brought, something needs to kind of all, yeah, yeah.
Funny because I'm not finished this one. That's why I didn't choose it. But this was the other one that I was thinking, oh, I wonder if Susan would read this one with the purple around the outside. And that's just funny.
I am at peace. That's what the balanced chakra is. So the imbalance of that is loneliness, depression, anxiety, confusion, and apathy. So,
I don't know if you can see in the heart, there are some cracks.
yeah.
Just came to me.
Yeah. And, symbolically, and God love our cracks, we all have them. But symbolically, what does it feel right for you to outline or to overlay those cracks in a certain color? What color would you like to invite to allow healing in those cracks? Symbolically, what color feels right for you? And don't use your head. Don't use your head.
Nothing's popping up. Maybe green.
Okay. Yeah, you're thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my head now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's always the first instinct, right? And whatever color, like, there's no wrong color to allow healing to come in. Yes.
Yeah, green popped up first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that just might be a very symbolic ritual, to allow that green in for healing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I always love having you read my work. It's like my
Well,
heart.
you're the one that's reading it, and you're the one that created it. So that's how beautiful it works. Like, it's your words, it's your language. But that tree one, or that first one you showed me, is so powerful. Like, I would be almost tempted to have that, as your go-to to sit and meditate, because it is everything that you were looking for. It is a grounding image.
Yeah.
The roots, and you can just imagine, and you can see all the air dancing above the tree. But you're inviting that air in, because air is really important as well. So you're inviting that into your solid balanced state, and root yourself into where you are. And all the coloring supporting that. And the only thing that's missing is you to give it a big hug with whatever color. And you said purple. So I am at peace.
So I'm just looking at it again, and you won't be able to see it on camera, but I did write around in purple around like what I had ripped out of the magazine.
Yeah, there you go. That's your mantra. I am at peace.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Would anyone else like to share their creation or what they discovered in class this morning? or if they would like to show me a page and we could talk about it.
Okay. I'll be a guinea pig.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay, Wendy.
All right. Yay, me.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Have we seen this one before?
No, no, that's one I did on my own.
Wendy, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I want to see it closer.
Okay.
So that means
Well, see, there's the black and white that was coming up.
oh, I love black and white.
Yeah, I'm going to be I don't want to offend anybody, but when I first did it, she didn't have any glasses on, and I put glasses on because I colored her eyes and stuff, and she ended up looking like a man.
Okay, yeah.
In drag, which is fine, but I just wasn't. It was men in drag wasn't really speaking to me at that point. So I put glasses on. I went, okay, she looks like a girl again, I think.
Yeah,
and then of course I like the tree. I think I'll always do my tree that way. I was so tight trying to do a tree. I've always wanted to do a tree, and then we did that one with the tree.
and it
I
felt
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
It has an easy flow to
Yeah.
it. It's not so, I got to get all my branches in and
Yes.
all that. So, and then the color, I only have a little bit of blue, which I blue. I
Blue
love
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere, right? So, but really the pinks and the orange. And then this is actually, it doesn't come up that, but it's actually purple red, I guess. The only red I really have is
The lips.
the lips.
Yeah. And permission to invite the feminine. Yes. Like you're not offending. And
well, it just, I didn't want to think anybody, that there was
Yeah.
anything wrong with
being trans.
drag. It's just when I looked at it, my husband and my son were like, I
Yes.
said, does this look like a man in drag?
Yes. Oh
And
yeah.
they said, yeah, it does. She started out, as a model, perfect, beautiful woman. It's just when I colored in her eyes, they got really small.
Oh, I love
So
her.
I drew some glasses on her.
Yeah, no. So the black and white in this, okay, let's stand it back.
Oh,
Put it back a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's just a creative element. I love adding black and white to my colors.
Well, that's what I
especially
think
the
too.
pages.
They show up nice together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they totally do. So I think you're just being very artsy fartsy with your combination. I don't think it has a specific meaning at all. No, I think it's definitely a creative element. I love that you already acknowledged your tree being so free. Yes, it's not as tight. And like the expression of the base of this tree, like you're just like, oh my God, I love this page so much.
Yeah. Well, I had
she's like laughing, like she's just like ha ha ha. Like,
yes.
you're throwing
well, I think the what I wrote in it was, just because I don't look the part doesn't mean I'm not. And so much more, only because I've had that expression said to me.
okay.
Like, I'm just how do I put this? It wasn't meant to be demeaning or anything. I think it's just, you're just average Jane. Like, there's nothing sparkly really about me. I'm probably dressed the way, because I wear gray a lot. There's kind of a conservativeness to me, but really there isn't.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
kind of
your
far
art
from-
pages do not say conservative, and definitely have lots of
So
sparkle.
that's kind of where that came from. But when I wrote about it, it was self-acceptance, I think, is a big thing for me.
Sure.
I am one who wants to let go, to express my most inner, wild, creative, bold soul. Not hold back. I'm not going to grab everything. To experiment with all that is presented to me in the moment without overthinking, to go with the story that rolls out, and do not try to control or create a safe narrative, is what I wrote. And it was then becoming me.
Yeah, that image is definitely becoming you. So, you know, I love Under the Tuscan Sun. It's one of my favorite
I haven't seen
movies.
it for a long time.
I know. I just watched it. It was so delicious watching it again. And do you remember that woman? She's wearing the big, what's the big fancy word for hat? It's big, and she's in the market and she's going, darlings, and she's like gathering her fruits, and she's like just all becoming, you know, it's like, oh, and so, but she presents such elegance but power, you know, in
Mhm.
her just being who she is in the market. And then the star actress is watching her in awe of her bodaciousness
Courage,
and her
just
courage.
courage to,
Yeah,
this is what I want to be.
yes, and
I'm just going to do it. Whether you see it or not, I'm it.
yes, I'm it. I'm the whole package. I
I'm
am
it.
the whole bag of chips. so that image that that you were sharing with me, that
Mhm.
that woman that's like her face is to the sky and she's all black and white, but look at how delicious she is. She is no plain Jane. She's black
Mhm.
and white, but she is no plain Jane. She exudes audaciousness. She exudes, um, what's that word? It's not authenticity. It's another word for bodaciousness.
Audacious.
Audacious. Yes.
Audacious.
I don't know. There's a lot of juiciness in her black and white. So again, it just goes back to your language, right? You being told that you're or feel that you're a plain Jane. So your image is black and white. And so in
Mhm.
mind, that's pretty plain. But look at how you portrayed her. You portrayed her
Mhm.
everything but plain Jane.
Yep.
Um, and the fruits like are just, you know, her face is to the sky. It's so positive.
Oh, I was going for positive.
Yeah. It's a positive, beautiful piece. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my goodness. Black and white, that's where it's at. Thank you, Wendy. Do you have another one?
No, I'm good. I gotta keep working on my project.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to share? Just gonna, unless you want us to hear you singing, Wendy.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be sorry. Da, 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 da. It's either you or me singing, so
Okay, Susan.
who's that?
It's Carol.
Carol? Okay, just a sec. I gotta find you on my screen. There's Carol. Okay.
So let's do that last one
Okay. Yes,
because you have seen this
I
puppy.
have. Yep, just pull it back a little bit. How gorgeous is this? It's so positive as well, don't you feel, Carol?
Yeah. Oh, I do.
Yeah. It's a little different reading from a place of someone creating, like, you know, looking at someone else's art and then creating it. So you're not fully using your own resources in expression, right? But
The flower, you mean?
yeah. But look at how beautiful it is. Look at how strong it is. It has a presence. And of course the pinks, although, you know, all pink coneflowers are pink, but you were drawn to that for a reason. You wanted to create that. And I think there's definitely a softness to pink, and it is the heart chakra. And it's just a lovely love note to self, I feel. Like it's just a really gentle, sweet note to self of self-love, self nurturing. And I think you even said that to me when you first came on about you know, being kind to ourselves, when I was speaking about what we were talking about before we aired here.
Yep.
So so again, it's just a little different when we're using someone else's artwork and recreating.
Yeah.
But
The funny thing is that this is the one from the one that you showed us.
Yes.
And this is the one that I did after. And I noticed after I'd done everything, this one's all pointy and mine have kind
It's
of
more
softened the
softer?
edges. So they're in different
Okay.
families. These
Oh.
two.
Okay, well, that's good information to know. So then your own uniqueness did come through. It did come through.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I
Right?
thought, like that, I should have paid attention to make them the same, but then somehow I didn't notice it till it was glued down forever. So,
Yeah, well, I'm
and then
glad,
this little bud thing too is different again.
yeah, so I'm glad you didn't do things the same, because it then it reflects your individuality on your page.
Hmm.
Um,
And stronger colors in the sky too.
yeah, so bravo. Look at that. You don't have to follow anyone. You can be your own voice. You can be your own little flower. It's very sweet. I know we've gotten lots of positive comments on it on our Facebook page. They're like, holy,
Oh, good.
that's spectacular. So did you enjoy
Yeah.
doing that process as well?
I did. I really did. I just was surprised how long it took.
Oh,
And I should have had tiny scissors to do all the little, this one in particular.
right. And the
Yeah.
softness of your sky, again, sky, you went with traditional blue. So I don't know that there's, actually something.
What a surprise.
Right?
Blue
Like,
again.
so I don't know that we can say that you have something that you need to say, because I feel like you were just very literal with the application. But I love that you shared with me that the second flower, you kind of branched off and did your own thing and noticed that the petals were rounder and not as pointy. I quite like the roundness and the softness of the second one. So I think you're
Yeah,
deserving
good.
to have space on your own art page. So that's
Yeah.
that's your message, Carol,
What's that?
that you are deserving to have space on your own art page.
Okay. Good.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean by that?
I could guess. I think you mean that you should try new things and have confidence in your own process as opposed to looking at somebody else's. Is that accurate?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And yes, and that not only all of that, but you are the voice, right? You are the creator. You are deserving of all that you are. And to honor that, I would highly recommend that you do another one if you have some time and if it's interest to you, all on your own. So do a floral with that meditative cutting out the shapes, and just do one from your own creation without looking at another piece of art.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and see,
Yeah,
and
that would be fun.
choose your own colors, Carol, right? Choose what colors then
Yeah.
resonate with you, and even the shapes, make them up in your head. You don't even have to look at a flower. Invent a flower that is Carol, and then name it. This is Carol flower, right? This is,
Okay.
I think you're onto something there, and I would love to see
All
that.
right.
Make sure you share it with me.
I will.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing out there? Who else wants to share? Vi, are you sharing?
I'm just going to show you the colors I picked.
Oh, fresh.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's the idea.
Yes, yes.
I have another thought for Tuesday, but I'm saving that.
Okay.
But I haven't done anything with it, but that's the beginning. Yeah.
Very
That's
fresh.
all I'm going to say.
Okay. Thank you. You'll save the rest for later. So if anyone else wants to see it, they have to join us Tuesday night. How's everyone else doing?
I'll show you one.
Okay.
This one, we did this one quite a while ago.
Yeah. Wow. Are those drawings or are they cut out?
Like this I drew the
Yes.
lines, and then this was cut out of like a scrapbook paper,
Isn't
like a
that
pattern
Yes.
paper.
So beautiful. Again, the black and whites are gorgeous. Yes. You know,
Mhm.
sort of that soft. So
Yeah.
look at the gold. Look at the gold. So you've got like this turquoise background that could either be green or blue. Which one do you feel it is?
Well, it's green for this one, but it's funny because green, blue, and gold, when I went through all of mine, were the 3 colors that came up a lot.
Okay, so your
Yeah.
chakra and your throat chakra.
Mhm.
I recently experienced the same sort of dynamics in a session, and realizing that my throat, my voice, my throat chakra needed to speak to my heart chakra and connect the two.
Yeah.
But does that make sense to you, that there's something that you've
Yes.
been wanting to say, and you're just like, how do I just say this, right?
Yes.
How do
Yeah.
how do you get there?
Yeah. And the other piece that was coming up for me was this like rigidness, but then also like very flowy.
Yeah. Just what I'm getting, I'm not getting rigid at all. I'm getting connection. I'm getting the
Mm.
threads of life are all coming together, and they're connecting in a way that's
Ooh.
powerful. Oh yeah, there's a lot of power in your energy, and they're gold. And you've created gold. They're almost like I'm lost words right now, menopause, but it's almost like there's fancy words out there that talk about your pathways,
Oh yeah.
your not DNA, but your right, sort of your, I forget what the words are. But the what you've done, and you just did this from your head.
This,
Yeah.
yeah, like I draw a lot of these like doodles. It's kind of like this, now that you say that, almost like this coming together, really.
Yeah, it's power. It's not rigid. It is
Mhm.
it is connecting the dots. It's like the invisible gold threads that connect you to your lifeline. It's all the connections that are woven. It's the weaving of your life, right?
Yeah.
Weaving. It's very strong. It's very beautiful. And the fact that you have life all around it, all these gorgeous flowers, like it is a powerful piece. And that you've brought
Nice.
the heart and the throat chakra together.
Mhm.
Flowers are softness. They're bold.
Right.
They're growing. They're thriving. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is actually, when I do this, it's so meditative. Like I just lose myself.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that, yeah, it's allowing everything to come together.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's your lifeline.
That's much more, that's a lot nicer than rigid.
Yeah. Oh, it is not rigid, hun.
No.
No.
Yeah.
It creates a life. It's a life force for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Hey,
you.
if you ever need a private session.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just add a little thing there? Is it
Yeah.
okay to add something?
Yes.
That
Kim.
feels like sacred geometry to me.
Right. I couldn't
There's like
Ooh.
that's a solid sacred geometry piece. And if you look at it from the way we looked at it, how you have there's almost a bridging and then a pathway through.
Yeah.
It's solid. The gridding in that is crazy strong. It's almost pyramid-like too.
Yes. Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's power. Like there
Really
is.
is.
It is everything. It is.
I love that sacred geometry. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you can Google that too.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, right, Tam? She could Google that. Yeah, someone else is saying that is amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Reach out anytime.
Yes.
There's more. I know there's more.
I know, there's always more.
We'll save that for a private private session. But thank you for being brave and sharing. It's quite
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else like to share? I know. So exciting.
Hey, I'll share something hot off the press that I haven't had time to think about yet.
Yes.
In
Those
my
are the
pajamas.
best kind, Jen.
It is because
Because I know you do a lot of thinking.
I do, but I had new paints, homemade watercolors.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I just needed to see what color they were. I organized them in a row that I thought looked like they needed to be in a row.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spotlight so that we can see it.
Done it this way.
Oh,
I painted it
put
this way,
yeah,
actually.
put it that way. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. That is gorgeous. You guys are really rocking it. So Jen's been with me from day one. So I love how the pages have really evolved. Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it, honey?
It doesn't matter. You can if you want.
Okay, turn it the way you want it read. Oh, and it's
Well, that's the way I painted it. So let's go
okay.
with that.
All right, so lift it up again. So that's a red or orange sun.
I think so.
Yep. And you've got this green coming up below it.
Yes. Some teals and blues and greens. It's hard to tell the colors. They're
Yeah. And then the yellow coming down.
yeah, it's called goldenrod, I think.
Beautiful.
Maybe.
So initially, quickly, something's holding, your heart is holding something up. What's your heart holding up?
I don't know.
I know, right?
I don't know.
It's definitely whatever that ball is. I'm thinking like something with the root. Like it's beautiful. It's just it's supporting it. Is that a better word? It's supporting
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Interesting.
You've always had a big heart.
Well, that's good to know. They're the cutest little paints, though.
It's the cutest little page. Like they're so tiny. Is it 5x7?
It's 6x8, I think. But look at the paint. Like it's as
Oh.
tiny as my fingernail.
Well, so where did you get those? You said they're homemade?
Yeah, a lady in Hamilton makes them. And I went to school in Hamilton at McMaster.
Yeah.
And then she puts these little tiny wrappers on them.
What?
Yeah. So I actually bid on an auction for the Macmillan Art Gallery.
Yes.
So a bunch of the money went to the art gallery.
Oh.
Because
you're
good to
so full of
support
love.
things like that. Yeah. And so then they came to my house, and that's the first time I painted with them. So.
Oh, well, it's a beautiful. Are you going to put words in it or another drawing?
Yeah, I did write when we were supposed to write.
Yes. How did you find that process? You don't have to share, but I'm just curious.
I stuck with try to do real quick. Like you've taught me, like look at the page right. Look at the page right. And just go.
Was there something that stood out or you?
I noticed a lot of teal. So
Okay.
to me, after you talked about the chakras, I thought that meant that somehow my heart and my voice need to match.
Yes.
Maybe they don't match. That's the blue and the green together, or maybe they do.
Yeah, and not match, but support. I think support is a better
Support is a better word.
Yeah. And supporting each other that you're on the same page. Yes.
Right. And some of them were very positive. Like I am a person who, or I am one who does something like shines or listens, but some of them weren't. Some of them were I am one who compares.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Found like to me, that's not a skill I want to going in myself. I want to stop doing that.
Yes.
So I found the more I connected to the page with, oh, this one's nice. I like this one. Yeah. Those were the more happy words. And some of them were like, that wasn't, my favorite week.
Yeah. Jen, thank you for bringing that to our attention because that's definitely comes out in pages as well. I didn't highlight those at the beginning because I didn't want to set a tone, but also bringing in to normalize it that yes, those voices are there as well. And let's honor them. They are a part of us, Yeah. And what a better way to honor them to giving them their own page. What if you created a page just for them, for whatever that is, and then surrounding it with love and compassion.
Right. Yeah. And for sure, if I don't listen to it, it won't ever change. Like it won't ever.
Well,
it will stay. It will stay there.
Like it just
could have wrote something else.
Yeah. Giving it space, and in the art that I'm doing for my work, it's it's allowing the grief to be a part of my peace, you know,
Right.
that it's
Yeah.
okay that there's the dark parts, because
Yeah.
that's part of us too. And I just think, you know, we're, I don't know, there's something about the wholeness and honoring all of that we are.
Mhm.
To me, like taking out chunks of it never has made sense to me. So
Mhm.
yeah. Thank
Yeah, so I'll look at it again and see how it fits into this little
Okay.
watercolor piece
Yeah.
and send a picture.
you. And as always, you can just message me and talk more if you like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing and being vulnerable. I just wanted to, Stacy, I don't know if you saw in the notes here, Jen also said, I feel like they were a lot of triangles in there. The triangle is the strongest geometric shape. So there you go.
I did see that. I wrote that down to kind of Google after too. That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I would be excited to talk to you more. I'm just,
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
there's lots of goodness in here.
That's awesome.
Good work. Thank you. Okay, anyone else want to share? I'm going to stay for another 5 minutes, but I'm just going to end our call with gratitude and graciousness. And just want to end the recording and thank you all so much. Diving in deep. Yeah, everyone's like, Susan, we just wanted to create little art pages. And it never is just about little art pages. And I wouldn't be honoring who I am as a facilitator if I didn't allow a window of opportunity for you to tap into that. You get to choose, but if I don't share that there's possibilities there to discover more, it wouldn't be what I'm here to do. So thank you for diving deep, and thank you for being real and just playing with that and allowing that to just be all that it needs to be. So thank you again. And I will see you all last week on week number 12. We'll see you again soon.